This episode implies Dent is schizoid, yet it is unclear in most of Two-Face's appearances whether it is both Dent and Big Bad Harv merged as one in control or just Big Bad Harv asserting dominance.
It's time, Harvey. It's time.
It's time, Harvey. It's time.
Dream reality overlapping cliché.
Hey, they're starting to move!
Let him try. There ain't nobody can get in here alive.
Just cue Batman already. Conveniently placed awning to break Goon's fall.
Mr. Dent, is it true that you were the one who planned this raid?
Yes, and I'm glad to say that another one of Rupert Thorne's criminal rings has now been broken.
That's right, Dent. Take credit for all Batman's hard work. Like a proper asshole.
Hey!
You little weasel! I'll tear you apart! Kick mud in my face, will ya?
You kicked mud on your suit, not your face.
Mr. Dent, I want you to know that I voted for you 2 times.
Well, ma'am, I trusted was in 2 separate elections.
Casual joking about serious issue of voter fraud.
The judge just threw out the case against Thorne's men. The warrant wasn't complete. The judge said he had no choice. He had to let them go.
Had to? But... No! I spent 3 months on that raid!
Batman accomplished more in 3 minutes than Dent and Gotham Police accomplished in 3 months of planning.
And that was the start of Big Bad Harv. I'd feel compelled to give this to the press. After all, the people of Gotham have a right to know the kind of person, or should I say persons, they've elected.
I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to show complicated dramatic tension, but the way Dent is animated here makes these scenes more comical than tense.
Wild.
As if we needed more question about whether the serious tone of the episode was being undercut. This origin scene is problematic for me. It's not just that he survives this explosion, it's the fact Dent only is scarred by the blast. No internal bleeding or broken bones. And his clothes are virtually intact. I think they should have stuck with the acid and face origin instead.
Harvey. No.
No. This doctor is shocked to see Dent's scars even though he presumably bandaged him up in the first place.
Harvey, maybe you should wait until...
I said give me a mirror. Now!
Looks like this series borrowed more from the Tim Burton movie than the theme music.
Harvey, what happened?
Cue lightning, so you know this is a terrifying moment. Here's the animators couldn't decide whether Dent's scars ran across his entire body half or just his face. I guess that's what happens when you get 2 different studios for each part of this 2-parter. It's okay, I got him covered for this major in bonus sins. So just a general problem I have with Two-Face's design. I get his scars represent duality and all, but really what are the odds the scars would run perfectly symmetrical across his body, especially in this episode seeing how he was aligned while face down on the catwalk before the explosion. Dent's devotion to the 2 gimmick will never be displayed this strongly when it pertains to his choice of henchmen again. Also a general question about the other aspect of Two-Face's gimmick. When does he decide what to flip a coin on and what to just go ahead and do? Take this Thorne revenge plan for example. He picked out the spots which conveniently had 2s in their names. Did he have to flip to actually rob each place? Did he flip to choose what getaway car they'd drive or what tux to wear too? Retro fashion and auto design is enough, isn't it? We need retro firearms too. Our AK-47 is incompatible with the 2 gimmick.
Harvey, please! Let me help you! You saw what was happening? You knew something was terribly wrong with me? I thought you were my friend. You should have been able to help me. But you didn't. Now look at me!
Dream Dent might be a bigger asshole than the real Dent.
Wherever you are, whatever you've become, I will save you. I swear.
No, you won't. Is there a reason not to use the Batmobile here? And even Thorne's lawyer has some kind of 2 in his name. It's already hard enough for Dent to do anything if he relies on a coin flip. What would he do if this lawyer were just named Smith or Jones? Batman's actually knocked out by this. Superman hit him harder than this and he didn't lose consciousness then. Of course that happened later, so maybe he gained extra resolve by that point. Conveniently, this janitor is the only one present to possibly unmask unconscious Batman.
Those fires of the police, I'm ruined! We've got to stop him now!
What the... Thorne's eyes just grew white for no apparent reason there. Are these two dead? If they're just knocked out, where are the Tranks? If they got knocked out physically, why are their eyes wide open like that? Rupert Thorne survives this without serious injury.
No! Two-Face! Don't! You can't let him!
Harvey, what are you doing?
Taking control of my life. Let the law handle it. The law? Here's the only law. The law of averages. The great equalizer.
That coin Den has must be magic since it hung up in the air long enough for Batman to not only look at but then throw that box, gradually. In fact, it took such a long time I lost focus waiting for it and left my finger on the sync counter by mistake. Also, it seemed like Dent was going to put bullets in Thorne without flipping for it before Batman and Grace intervened. Is there a reason Batman has to be this far away from Gordon? He just walks towards him eventually anyway.
For you, Harvey.
What's the point of zooming in on this corridor? It clearly isn't Dent's coin.